The funeral was quiet, too quiet for someone like Amelia. She always filled the room, not with noise, but with presence. Now it was just the wind outside the chapel, the creak of the wooden pews, and David sitting alone in the second row. He hadn't cried. Not yet. Not since the call. Not since the nurse said she didn't suffer. They always say that. The house felt wrong when he got back. Her coat still on the hook, half a cup of tea in the sink, and her phone, screen black, lying on the nightstand. He shouldn't have touched it, but his fingers moved before thought. He unlocked it with her code. 825, their anniversary. The Messages app blinked. 9 unsent voice recordings, all dated the night before she died. The top one was just titled, "Don't Hate Me." David stared at the title. His thumb hovered. He didn't want to press play, but of course he did. Amelia's voice crackled through the speaker. Soft. Shaky. "Don't hate me. I didn't know how else to say this, and if I said it out loud, I wouldn't say it at all." She paused. He could hear her breathing, uneven, like she was walking. "I think something's wrong with me. Not sick wrong, just off. I've been forgetting things. Not little things. Big things." David froze. She never told him any of this. "I found a note in my handwriting this morning. It said, 'Don't trust what you see in the mirror.'" Another pause. Longer this time. "And the worst part is, I don't remember writing it." The recording ended. Abrupt. The next message was timestamped 2 hours later. Title, "It's Happening Again." David sat on the edge of the bed, her phone still in his hand. He pressed play. Amelia sounded more breathless this time. "Afraid. It's happening again. I looked in the mirror tonight, and I saw something different." A tremble in her voice. "Not like I looked tired or pale. I mean..." She blinked before I did. 6 is. David gripped the phone tighter. "I thought maybe I imagined it, but then she smiled at me." Another pause. "I wasn't smiling, David." The audio was fuzzy for a few seconds, her footsteps pacing. "I covered the mirror in the bedroom. I can't look at it again tonight." David slowly turned his head. The bedroom mirror was uncovered. No sheet, no tape, nothing. Just his own reflection staring back. And for half a second, he wasn't sure it blinked at the same time. He stood up, slowly, walked to the mirror. His reflection did the same. Everything looked normal. Same tired eyes, same mess of dark hair. But there was something else. A feeling, like the air between him and the glass was heavier, like the space didn't want to be crossed. He reached out and touched the surface. Cold. He half expected the reflection to hesitate, to wait before copying him, but it didn't. David turned away. He needed air. Back in the hallway, he played the next recording. Her voice was quieter now. "I heard her last night, the one in the mirror. I was asleep, and she was whispering. A breath, shaky. She said something over and over again. I think she was practicing." Pause. Then, "She was practicing how to sound like me." David stopped the audio. He looked down the hall. The bathroom mirror was fogged, but a handprint was forming on the inside. David backed away from the bathroom. The handprint on the mirror was still there, as if someone on the other side had just pressed their palm against the glass. But no one else was in the house. He locked the door. Pointless maybe, but it gave him a second to breathe. Then he played the next message. Her voice came through almost a whisper. "I'm scared she's going to replace me." Pause. "She knows things, David. She remembers arguments we never had, places I never went. She talks like me, but she's older." David felt a knot tighten in his chest. Older. "I think I saw her outside. In the reflection of the glass door, she was standing where I should have been, just watching. Another pause. I don't think she's trying to hurt me. A faint breath. I think she is me, just not from here. He looked around the living room. The sliding glass door was closed, curtains drawn, but behind the thin fabric, a silhouette stood perfectly still. David didn't move. The silhouette behind the curtain didn't either. He counted to 3, then yanked the fabric aside. Nothing, just the quiet yard, the wind shifting branches, and his own reflection in the glass. Except he hadn't stepped that close, and he definitely wasn't smiling. He stepped back, heart pounding, and played the next recording. Amelia's voice was slower now, hollow. She's closer. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's starting to speak before I do. David swallowed. The mirror in the hallway suddenly creaked, as if something behind the glass shifted its weight. Amelia's voice continued. I think she's going to leave the mirror soon. I think she wants to trade places. Another pause. I left this message in case I forget who I am. I'm Amelia. I'm real. I was real. The message ended. David sat in silence, the phone shaking in his hand. In the hallway, something breathed. David stood slowly. He didn't want to look, but he had to. The hallway mirror reflected more than just him now. A second figure stood behind him, blurred at the edges, like fog pressed into a human shape. He spun around. Nothing. He looked again. Still there. Still behind him. But closer. His hands were shaking when he tapped the next recording. This time, it started with silence. Then, I think I said something to you yesterday, Amelia whispered, but I don't remember what it was. I've been hearing myself speak from the other room. I'm not even surprised anymore. David's mouth was dry. She continued. If she's already walking around in here, maybe I'm the one in the mirror now. I tried calling you. A pause. You picked up, but it wasn't your voice. David's phone vibrated suddenly. An incoming call. No name, just one word on the screen. Amelia. David froze. The name on the screen didn't change. Amelia, no number, no photo, just her name. The phone kept vibrating in his hand. Once, twice, a third time. He answered. At first, silence, then the faint sound of breathing. He opened his mouth to speak, but a voice beat him to it. His voice. David, it said. Then came hers. Faint, twisting, like something wearing her voice like a mask. Why didn't you pick up last time? He dropped the phone. It hit the floor, but the voice kept going. I don't want to stay here anymore. You left me here. From the hallway, something stepped forward. A shadow with her posture, her shape. But the smile wasn't hers. It was something else entirely. David couldn't breathe. The thing in the hallway wasn't moving fast, but it didn't have to. It already knew the house. It already knew him. He backed into the living room, the phone still buzzing on the floor, repeating her voice in distorted loops. You left me. You left me. You left. He stumbled toward the bedroom, slammed the door shut, shoved a chair against the handle, then played the second to last recording. Amelia's voice was low, almost gone. I think I know where she came from. I think she's what I became the night you didn't answer. David clenched his jaw. I waited, her voice said. I sat in the dark and waited for you to call back. But someone else answered. David turned toward the bedroom mirror. Something was wrong with the reflection. It wasn't mimicking his panic. It was calm. It smiled, then slowly raised a hand and pointed at him. David stared at the reflection, his own body frozen. But in the mirror, it moved, tilted its head, then whispered, He didn't hear it, but he felt it. Something behind the glass was calling him, not with words, with memory. He grabbed the phone with trembling hands and played the final recording. Amelia's voice was barely there now. If you're hearing this, a long pause. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I wanted to be brave. I wanted to fight it, but I waited too long. Another breath. I think she's already in your world now. David stepped closer to the mirror. His reflection stood still now, expressionless. Familiar, too familiar. Amelia's final words came through. I didn't die, David. You just stopped seeing me. Behind him, the bedroom door creaked. A voice in his voice whispered from behind the glass. Your turn.